Hello Flickering Myth family and welcome to our channel. My name is EJ and we have a new movie review. Just in time for the spooky season, we are discussing Terrifier 2. It took me quite a bit to get my Terrifier 2 review ready. There was a lot going on with this movie that I had to process my feelings on, but I also saw the growing mainstream attention Terrifier 2 was getting. It is quite crazy to think that this little indie like Terrifier 1, only really seen by die-hard horror fans, is now being played in the AMC theater and they're talking about it on talk shows and Entertainment Weekly. It's crazy to see the rise of this movie, so I had to process my feelings. We'll talk about what this means for extreme horror in the mainstream in a little bit, but I want to get into my feelings in the film and what all is going on with Terrifier 2. To be honest, I really didn't love the movie. I thought it took a direction I wasn't really kind of feeling. It has a supernatural type of element. I don't know. There was a lot in here that I just was like, okay, I got the gag. It's kind of my feelings with the first movie. I thought look, it's entertaining. The actor who plays Art the Clown, very, very fun. I love this series loves practical effects. It loves extreme horror, and it loves gross out humor. Those are all things I normally like, but the movie just it's over the head with it. It just kind of gets repetitive. I think I've kind of grown out of my extreme gore phase, and I kind of want a little bit more. So the movie tries other things and goes into like a supernatural element, and then you have that crazy ass ending, which we'll talk about in the next segment. Yeah, there's a lot in here that I'm like, you had ideas. I applaud what you're doing. Now I definitely applaud what you're doing by shocking the mainstream moviegoers. I love stuff like that. So I appreciate and respect this movie much like I did with the first one. It's not my favorite type of like slasher movie. I wasn't like, oh my god, everyone needs to see Terrifier, but I respect something that does a bit, the things that try to do a bit different and really tries to shock the mainstream. I love that Terrifier 2 is doing that, even if I don't love it, but hell, it's not really, this is just a movie you have to see. Even if I'm not giving this a positive review, at least see Terrifier 2 once, because, geez, you're going to see things you've never thought you would ever see. Somehow, someway, Art the Clown is brought back to life, and he is on another rampage. He has another girl in his sights. Her name is Sienna. She has a younger brother, Jonathan, and these two have to deal with the craziness that is Art the Clown. Oh my goodness, I feel bad for anyone who comes in his path. So Sienna is trying to get ready for Halloween. She gets this cool badass costume, which was kind of put together by her dad. She has the sword. The sword brings her back to life later. Like, truly, what the hell is this movie? When it began, I was just like, oh, Art the Clown is back in supernatural ways. Very Friday 13th, very Nightmare on Elm Street, very Halloween. How does the killer keep coming back? But I'm like, y'all really went the supernatural, ooky spooky, like, very fantastical route. Did not expect that from here. So Art the Clown does his typical rampage. He does some crazy, gross things in it. Like, there are scenes that I was shocked that people were shocked by, and then there's other scenes that I'm like, that wasn't as bad. Like, the movie really has a lot of just WTF moments. I'm sure you've seen either the TikTok reactions or the just general, oh my god, about the crazy bedroom scene. The bedroom scene ain't even it. When that girl, Vicky, gives birth to Art's head at the end, I was truly like, this movie is insane. Like, why are we doing this? Who thought of this? Like, I applaud any filmmaker who just comes up with these ideas. I do think Terrifier 2 jumps the shark. I do think the fantastical elements, the weird ghost girl who looks like Art, I think all of that's a bit too much, but I applaud them. After just watching the Halloween get all the backlash for making a Halloween movie that's not the typical one, and seeing the reaction to Scream earlier this year, I'm glad to see slashers are really just having a fun time, really trying new things. We've seen a masked and or crazed killer kill a bunch of teens so many times, so I like watching Art like go after these girls. I like the girls kind of finding themselves as these heroic characters. Sienna really goes through a lot in here. When she died, I was just like, what the hell is happening? Like, getting stabbed with a sword and then the sword brought her back to life. I was not expecting those things. So again, I applaud the effort. I have to commend them. They did things that I did not think I would see on the thing. Like the Halloween story was crazy. Someone gets shot in the face, I think. That was insane. There was just so many oh my god moments. I don't think anything stands out as much as that first the kill in the first one when he saws the girl in half, to me that imagery has stuck with me for a very long time. Nothing in here is really going to stick with me because it feels like I've seen it. I feel like it's been there, done that. Now I understand why they did that supernatural route, because they needed to spice things up, but still, you've seen one Terrifier movie, you've seen them all. I just, again, applaud it for the mainstream stuff. So let's talk about what extreme horror is doing in places like the AMC and the Regal. Countless talk shows now, there are so many news articles, TikTok, everywhere is talking about the crazy scenes in Terrifier. I cannot believe a movie like this has made it to the mainstream. I was walking to go see Halloween Ends, as I just mentioned, and I saw a poster for Terrifier 2. I cannot believe I saw that. It's really interesting to see extreme horror in the mainstream. Like, could you imagine years ago seeing something like a Serbian film or Ichi the Killer in a cinema? Like, it's wild to think we've pushed the boundaries of what we can do with horror. I'm glad to see it. I love the box office records it's making. It's like a cheap movie, and it's made like 100,000 in its first debut weekend, going on to make a couple million now, I believe. It's really awesome to see that Terrifier 2 has found its place in the mainstream. I want to see movies like this more often. I think us extreme horror fans have seen so many movies that we love that just never got that mainstream love. I love the VHS franchise, specifically those first two. I would have loved to see them on a big screen in a cinema. Now, I think Terrifier 2's showing we're carving a path. Maybe during the October season, one or two of these crazy movies can actually pop up, and that would make it so much more fun. All right, everyone, that is it for my review of Terrifier 2 and its mainstream appeal. I can't believe Terrifier 2 and mainstream are so close to each other. Even though this movie's not very mainstream, it's definitely making its splash in homes all over the world. Like, I cannot believe like someone's grandma could have accidentally seen Terrifier. So wild. What did you guys think of this new movie? What did you guys think of my review? Share your feelings down in the comments below. Subscribe to Flickering Myth because we make videos like this every single week. And give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Alright, everyone, let's talk about Terrifier 2 and extreme horror down below.